Hello there everybody, my name is Juan. Welcome back to a new reaction. Today we're back with one of your guys' recommendations. This one comes from BSAB 2016, BSAB 2016. He says, really like your reactions. We have similar taste. I would highly recommend Roy Blair's album, Chasing Moving Trains. So underrated, and I hope you give it a chance. Okay, so we're going to be getting into that today. But one thing I just noticed right now that I'm opening up the album itself. Let me do one of these. Yeah, that should be fine. So we have Alternative, an 11-track album, 51 minutes. But when you look at the description, oh, you can barely see it up here. But what it says is a super fun, genre agnostic second LP from the Brockhampton Associate. Brockhampton? Brockhampton? What relation does Roy Blair, is that his name? Yeah, Roy Blair have to Brockhampton. So I know with Brockhampton, when they were still together, there was a lot. Roy Blair got his start as a Brockhampton affiliate, singing backup with the boy band's Kevin Abstract, and later appearing on his sophomore album. Blair's own debut, Cat Heaven, arrived in 2017. Wait, what song is from Brockhampton does Roy Blair sing in? Yeah. Dude, I don't want your fucking AI bullshit. Already helped Kevin with his solo album. The only Brockhampton song he's on that I'm aware of is Michigan. Okay. Rental by Brockhampton. Okay. The only reason why I, usually I don't do so much research because I kind of just want to get into stuff blind. But I am a big Brockhampton fan, or was, I guess. I still listen to their music, but since they're now no longer together, I guess we could talk about them in past tense, right? But, I didn't remember him. And I know that most of the singers, okay, look. Kevin Abstract, Amir Van, formerly Sure, Joba, Bareface. You've got, Matt Champion. What is his name? Okay. I mostly know most of them because of the way they sing. They are recognizable to me to a certain extent. Oh, fucking, Marlon Wood. But Roy Blair, I don't think I've ever heard that name. So, because, you, my fellow, subscriber, are recommending it, what's your name? BSAB 2016, Bazab. We're going to get into it. So, I don't really know what to expect. Alternative, and it says fun genre agnostic. Whatever that means. So let me load this up, and we will get right into it. Ooh, I'm already sold. Karaoke.
System is overblown. Your love is running all over me. Destinations, East on the ride. Miami nice. Put it in drive. Oh yeah, hit 85. Play Celine Dion, little Kalila, every little step dangerously in love. Stop flight 59. Stop up on the interstate. Staring out, not a soul around. Stick our hands out of the window, we count it down. Feel that North Miami wind on our fingertips. Felt like nothing in our lives could change this. I wish I could put this into tangible words, but every time I try, it's a slow shut up word. I'm daydreaming of how we could eventually be. Every time my heart ends up ahead of me.
Interesting. Does that open up into the next song? It does. It kind of does. That's nice. I like it when music does that. Okay.
Haven't had a second to
Can you function, my boy? Karaoke. Interesting. From the get-go. Just from the few fucking guitar strums that we've heard there in the beginning, you could tell this is a very sentimental and sort of sad song. And I'm kind of taking it as at the same time that I'm looking at this art for the album. And you have a male, I think that's probably Roy Blair himself, looking out the window at a city skyline with a balloon that I think might say Happy New Year, potentially. It's kind of small, I can't really make it out, to be honest. But there's there's fireworks in the back. It's fair to assume there's some sort of celebration happening, and he's over here on a moving train. And the title itself, Chasing Moving Trains, kind of a metaphor for constantly chasing something that you can either never catch up to or could never have. It's interesting. Let me go through the lyrics a little bit here. But yeah, you could tell this is very sentimentally charged. Definitely something made him feel some kind of way. Maybe he feels like he's always chasing somebody he cannot be with or something like that. Which are like very relatable topics, because I kind of have felt that way in the past myself, you know? You make my days a little bit older. Your name on the stereo in Little Tokyo. A pretty karaoke machine. You make my blood a little bit warmer. My analog telephone. System is overblown. You're loving, running all over me. Destinations, we soon arrive. Miami Nights, put it in drive. Hit 85, play a Celine Dion. A little Kelela, every little step. It is capitalized here, so I'm not sure what that is. Probably a song by this person, Kelela. Dangerously in love. Star Flyer 59. Okay, stop on the interstate. Start staring up, not a soul around. Okay. Stick our hands out the window and count it down. Feel that North Miami wind on our fingertips. Felt like nothing in our lives could change this. I wish I could put this into tangible words. That's an interesting part. What I do think, while the lyrics are somewhat evocative of like further thought, I do feel like the music is a little fuzzy. It's not particularly something that I would generally play to like jam to, which is normally kind of what I like music for, to like be in and you know getting into it. Not, I mean, I don't have anything against sad music in particular. I kind of, when I'm feeling that kind of way, I do like listening to sad music. It oftentimes makes me feel better, but it's been a while since I've kind of felt like that. So I wish I could put this into tangible words. It's still such an interesting line, though, because sometimes you have certain feelings that kind of do like well within you, and there's no real way to say it or communicate it in a way that makes sense. It's kind of just like, or either that, or you get like knots in your throat and you kind of struggle to say it. It's interesting. But every time I try, it sucks, okay? Love, shut up, but I'm daydreaming of how we could eventually be. But every time my heart ends up ahead of me. Interesting. That kind of makes sense with the whole chasing moving trains idea, because he's over here looking at the window daydreaming of how everything could be, and that's very common for people who are in love, or if you find somebody that you like and you really do like them and you end up thinking about them constantly. That's kind of what it's like, thinking about what life could be in the future, and oh my god, we're gonna hold hands and do this and take walks on the beach and blah blah blah. But every time my heart ends up ahead of me, so the heart is kind of leading him into those feelings, into those sentiments, but he's kind of like shit, like still behind and chasing moving trains, so he can never really catch up to whatever it is whoever he is he's chasing, right? They're very interesting. Let me carry on. This is Amberwood.
Haven't had a second to breathe in months.
Okay.
Just ignored my dad, and I ain't feel bad. Your hands locked in mine, San Francisco for a while. Leaves hang off of the stone wall. We lay in bed with our coats on. We can't find our lungs, but the cold air keeping us both calm. CVS running out of masks. Twilight haze raining powder black. Stare at your reflection through the glass. You give me the face you have when you're in love, and I'm missing the moment while wondering if I remember it or if anybody does. I was 20 on the 110 out. There's no turning back now. 2017, all alone on New Year's Eve, throwing up on myself. Head spinning like wheels turning, throat burning, but I'm feeling myself. My eyes rolling euphoria, lose myself in this warehouse crowd. And I'm like 22 now. I feel better when in doubt. I'm off the grid for a while. I've been on tour for a while. I made like 200,000. I'm in the foreign city for the month. I got a visa for the Ria, me and her belly holding on. But that's what I do.
I like how it's building up.
Or I'm riding around back in Amberwood, back in Amberwood, back in Amberwood. Can't believe we made it here all the way from a distant daydream. Vinyls hanging over my teenage bed sheets.
Okay.
I used to wake up and dream of Coachella. Knew I was different, no one would listen. Set my first mixtape for $5. I made like $5 off of them bitches. Perform at Crown Roost, 10 in attendance. South Pasadena, they treat all my records like that ass. Rumors were spreading. Started pretending I was one of them and would start making music. Kids from back then hitting me up now. They say, what's up now? I hope you've been good. I heard your album and got me through college. Surprised you're the one that made it Hollywood. You're the reason that I'm fucking depressed. You're the reason that this hole in my chest. A boy that cannot feel but help me make checks. I helped you heal. How can I rest? Came a long way from not working with BH. South LA when they would need me. I call on the freeway. Mom told me exit on figure and I beat it. Ian gave me a platform and I used it. No one believed, had to go out and prove it. Now I've been taught millions, and then I won't stop till I got more. Bitch, I'm a Floyd. Bitch, they adore me. Haven't got a Tesla, but I can afford it.
Hey.
How many late night once in this life, I stayed up recording.
Ah.
One-way flight to quad to meet rigged at an hour show. Ain't thought on a whim.
Hey.
Maddie to like 600 kids, ain't getting tattoos of all these hookers I did, man. Hey, yeah, I was just 17. I say your ass was high. Almost killed myself when I was 18. Wish I could tell me it's gonna be alright.
And there's times I wish I wasn't in this chair. And there's something that I wish I didn't feel.
Does that not sound like a different guy? I don't want to say it sounds like Kevin, but it almost does, no?
Wanna bleed out of my heart, but I could fail. On the world stage, this is fame and this is. But do they notice when you broke it? Do they feel it when your hope has been stolen? By uniforms, zero emotions. Alice with the world up on his shoulders. Try to stay independent, stress enormous. Been selling dreams. LLC, baby, we own it. But still a little boy begging OF on mission. Nothing has changed, even if everything's different.
How I want you in this way of what I want. Spent my whole life walking uphill, should be easy, yeah, it's not. No, my dad and mom are proud of me, but I wish right from the start, if I could, I'd fall apart. But I'm too scared of the dark.
Okay. Oh. Very good. I like this, dude. I like the way he kind of flows on everything and how he doesn't stick to one particular type of singing or rapping. He kind of just goes in. The beat has a couple of changes. The music or the production does feel a little bit fuzzy, but even beyond that, it is kind of good. I like how there's like elements of both like alternative and sort of like hip hop and rap a little bit. Very good, very good. There's a lot to go over here, but the general vibe is sort of him going over his entire sort of story and the shit that he's been through throughout his career, and basically saying that's who I was and this is who I am now. And like, there's so much, bro. Let me see. Haven't had a second to breathe in months, huh? Just ignore my dad and I ain't feel bad. Your hands locked in mine, San Francisco for a while. Leaves hang off of the stone wall. We lay in bed with our coats on, huh? The campfire in our lungs. What a nice line. But the cold air keeping us both calm. I like how sort of like there's a certain rhyming pattern that he keeps going with. But when he is like singing or rapping, it does feel quite effortless the way he does it. Like, a twilight haze raining powder black, stare at your reflection through the glass. You give me the face you have when you're in love, interesting. And I'm missing the moment while wondering if I'll remember it or if anybody does. Well, that's so interesting, bro. Like, you know, the fear of missing out, FMO, I guess that's the acronym. And how sometimes things happen and you're kind of like, damn, am I missing out on what's happening? But missing out on what's happening while you're taking a part of it and it is happening and wondering, like, instead of enjoying the moment, being like, I wonder if I'll remember or if anybody remembers anything that happens. Like, that's crazy. I was 20 on the 110. On the 110 out, there's no turning back now. 2017, all alone on New Year's Eve. As I imagine, this was like Happy New Year's kind of vibe. Throwing up on myself is crazy. I haven't had nights like that in forever. Head spinning like wheels turning. Throat burning, but I'm feeling myself. Yeah, probably drinking some hard liquor, and that's why his head spinning like wheels, but he's still feeling himself. My eyes rolling, euphoria. Like, that's a little crazy. Love myself in this warehouse crowd, and I'm like 22 now. I feel better when in doubt. I'm off the grid for a while. I've been on tour for a while. I've made like 200 thou. I'm in a foreign city for the month. I've got a visa for the re-up. Me and her barely holding on. Interesting. Okay, I mean, I imagine when you have so much shit going on, it is kind of probably hard to maintain a relationship. So that there's definitely some sort of those vibes there. But that's what I do. Got so much to lose, or I'm riding round. Back in Amberwood, back in Amberwood, back in Amberwood. Can't believe you made it here, all the way from a distant daydream. Vinyls hanging over my teenage bed sheets. Interesting. I used to wake up and dream of Coachella. Knew I was different, no one would listen. So my first mixtape for $5. I made like five bitches. I made like $5 off of them bitches. Perform at Crown Roots, 10 in attendance, South Pasadena. They treat all my records like dead ends. Interesting. Because so far, 2 songs in, and it's not bad, bro. Like I'm kind of vibing. I kind of like the way he sort of presented the way that he sings and raps. It's interesting, and the context matter of what he's talking about his life, is significant to a degree, because it's like, I'm barely starting to know who he is, and I already have so much information about who he is and what he's been through and who he's worked with and what the fuck has happened, the way that he's feeling about his like present situation type shit, Rumors were spreading, started pretending I was one of them. Almost stopped making music. Kids from back then hitting me up now. They'd say, "What's up now? I hope you're being good. I heard your album. It got me through college." That's always an interesting sort of That's kind of like when you know you've made it. Whenever people give you that and like tell you like, "Oh shit, like your art really helped me get through like tough times in my life." That's when you know you've done something significant. Like helping people like overcome, and even it's kind of a difficult kind of thing to like wrap your head around, because it's like sometimes you make art in the hopes to maybe like a coping mechanism of sorts. You could make art for those things, and the fact that your coping mechanism helps somebody else cope as well is fucking fascinating. So it's kind of a difficult thought to like wrap your head around, that something that you made is out there changing people's lives. It's crazy. Surprised you're the one that made it to Hollywood. You're the reason that I'm fucking depressed. Okay, now that's interesting. I don't think, because like, sure, you listen to this music and it is kind of sad and you do feel some kind of way, but like for you to be able to relate to such an extent to somebody else's music and have that music make you depressed, that sounds like a more of a personal issue than anything else. You're like, if an album that some guy made is making you feel depressed and you want to blame him for it, I think you have bigger problems than you. You're the reason that this hole in my chest. Okay, maybe he's quoting not the same people. It can't be the same people, because he helped one person, somebody surprised he made it to Hollywood. This person is depressed, and this person feels like there's a hole in my chest. Maybe these last two lines are like from a significant other who he may or may not have broken their heart, and that's why there's a hole in their chest. A void I could not fill, but help me make checks. Hey, if that ain't, I hope you heal. How can I rest? Came a long way from now, working with Brockhampton, driving to South LA when they would need me. Phone had no data. I'd call on the freeway. Mom told me to exit on Figueroa and I'd be there. Okay. Ian gave me a platform and I used it. That's Kevin. No one believed I had to. That's fucking incredible, bro. Fucking Kevin Abstract is so fucking. So, like, the way that. Okay, and it's like the nature of Brockhampton itself, how so many people were working as a collective making music. And even Roy Blair here apparently was on a few tracks. And how maybe nobody really believed in these guys. But look at this guy now. Now he's making a whole album of music that sounds pretty good, in my opinion. Like I said, I love the way he kind of performs and raps and like makes it sound like effortless. And the fact that all it takes is one person to sort of like motivate you to continue your art and to continue, performing or rapping or singing or whatever it may be. And that's what kind of allowed him to reach a grander stage and actually do the shit that's fucking motivational, bro. It's cool. Ian gave me a platform and I used it. No one believed I had to go out and prove it. Now I've been touring millions since then, and I won't stop till I got more. Bitch, I'm a Florida. Bitch, they adore me. Haven't got a Tesla, but I can afford it. Hey, now you're like flexing on the bitches, eh? You can't ignore it. How many late nights in this life I stayed up recording on a one-way flight to Kauai to meet I don't know who that could be. Did an hour show with Zane Lowe on a whim. Open for Maddie, like Matt Champion, to like 6,000 kids, huh? They getting tattoos of these logos I did, man. Hell yeah. And if you told me that when I was 17, I'd say, oh, if you told me that, all this, when I was 17, I'd say your ass is high. That's crazy. That's such a change that from a few years prior, had you told me that I was doing all this shit that I'm doing, I wouldn't believe it. I'd say tell you you're high. I almost killed myself when I was 18. And that's the crazy thing, bro. How people can have sort of these feelings of like not being worthy enough or not belonging or something along the lines, and those kind of emotions welling up within them and making them feel like they should just end it all, and that seems like the most realistic exit for feeling some kind of way. But this is a good example that when you don't allow those negative emotions, negative thoughts to get to you, you can prosper and you can become 1,000 times better than you were when you were feeling that way. And there's always, like, like killing yourself isn't gonna fix anything. In contrary, it's just gonna make it worse and pass your anguish on to the people who love you, and therefore it's not worth it, dude. But yeah, that's crazy. Wish I could tell him it's going to be alright. Yeah, like you see, like back then he was feeling this kind of way, and now in the present or whenever this was released, he's like, I wish I could tell him being himself, that it's going to be alright. And it's times I wish I wasn't in this chair, and that's something that I wish I didn't feel. Interesting. So sometimes he wishes he didn't have the platform that he does, but that's something he wishes he didn't feel potentially. Want to bleed out my heart, but I could fail. On the world stage, this is fame and this is real. So he wishes he could maybe be more honest or more real with the shit that he says on stage, on the world stage. But this is real and that's fame. But do they notice when you're broken? Do they feel it when your hope has been stolen? By uniforms, zero emotions. Interesting. Could this be talking about like the police, maybe? And they steal his hope, and that's why he's broken, maybe? Atlas with the world up on his shoulder. Tried to stay independent, stress enormous. Been selling dreams. LLC, baby, we own it. Okay, so does he own his own music? That would be fantastic. But still, that little boy banging OF on mission. I don't really know what that would mean. OnlyFans on mission? Banging I don't know. Oh, Odd Future on mission? That little boy? Maybe Odd Future? What? Dude, that's how you know my fucking brain is fucking cooked. When I see OF, I don't think Odd Future, I think OnlyFans. That's crazy. Nothing has changed, even if everything's different. Interesting. Screaming, I want you how I want you. Is this way, in this way of what I want. Spent my whole life walking uphill. Interesting. Should be easier. It's not. Know my dad and mom are proud of me. So, like, he spent his whole life struggling, and it should be easier, but it's not. But you do become accustomed to how difficult it is, I suppose. But I wish right from the start if I could fall apart, but I'm too scared of the dark. Interesting. Okay, there, like I said, is a lot there. I'm already 30 minutes in, and I've only listened to 2 songs, but that's what's fascinating about, like, having this much lyric, is that you could say so much, and the song itself sounds pretty good for as much as there is to kind of tear apart here, but wow. Let me get some water, and we'll carry on to the next song, but yeah, there's a lot here. Okay, next. Belmont. I like how he's singing there better.
Something newer, newer. Living in a two-day club, Hollywood and LA plus, spending like we own so long, rolling in another club, and I'm trying to be something.
Okay. Okay, this one is a little bit more self-explanatory. I feel like the lyrics are quite simple to understand, so we're not going to spend too much time going over that. But again, we come back with this sort of sentimental, sort of like emotional feeling. I'm going to be honest, I think some of the mixing on this is, again, like a little fuzzy, a little bit like... It kind of sounds like a lot, and I can't particularly discern which instruments are being played or what sound in particular. Kind of sounds really like blurry. Not only that, I am not a big fan of like the auto-tune, like high-pitched voice being like... I've had that same criticism of Kevin Abstract. Whenever he does in this song, I think it was like the halfway point around there, he starts singing more in a natural voice. He still kind of has like that sort of auto-tune, like a little bit to it. But when he does bring it a little bit more natural, it does sound a lot better in my opinion. But I don't like the sort of like Alvin and the Chipmunks type of personally. But hey, you know, to each their own. But let me carry on.
I think I knew you were the one when I came in from a hard day at work and you said, baby, you a star like me. I think I knew you were the one when I came in from a hard day at work and you said, baby, you a star like me. And I needed that from you.
Kind of sounds like Rex Orange County a little bit.
But now we sitting hard times, I'm still working that beat on weekends, trying to get my shit right, so I don't know if I'ma be able to call you. Couple weeks now, I see you breaking down, so I called to tell you you a star too, like you said you're too far from the truth, don't know what I do, you said it like coffee in the sun.
That's nice.
The way you say my name sometimes, it's like you're singing oldies, like, remember the, hey,
yeah. That's nice.
Over your spot, 'cause I don't live there anymore. Sweet far, more than before, but
and I know it'll get better. You saw me through all weather. We've been shining like a four-letter. You know that I'm forever, 'cause we're this.
pressure on my body, homie, but you hold my wings high.
Nice.
And I won't always be your baby. Pressure on my body. But you hold my wings high. And I will
should. If I tell you, hell, you would you ignore everything I say? Am I in your way? Hey.
Pressure on my body, hold me, but you hold my wings high. But I will always be your baby. Pressure on my body, hold me, but you hold my wings high. And I will always drink your nectar. Pressure on my body.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
But I will always be your baby. And I will always drink your nectar.
Wrestling with your dreams when you think of starting over. Dilated retinas, all your friends coming over. I don't mind after parties, but they never know what a thing does to be.
Something's coming.
You're already mine. You're already mine. You're already mine.
And I will always be your baby.
Interesting. Okay. This isn't bad. What I do wish here was maybe that the instruments in the back, because I feel like there's like a saxophone or some kind of like wind instrument in the back, but it's very subdued. I wish it was more prominent. It would give it a little bit more of a kick, because overall, the thought I kind of had while listening to the whole song was how not like it doesn't sound like something novel. Like it's a sound that I feel like it's generally like I've heard before. So I wish there was something a little bit different. And again, I am not the biggest fan of like high pitched voice auto tune. There is a part here. Let me see. Something like around here,
It's
I
like you're
think.
singing oldies. Like, remember the, hey,
Soldier, bring the violence, that ambrosia, cut the high end, on the riding, on the ride, shit, over.
I don't know if that's just him kind of auto-tuning the other way now, making his voice deeper. There is a potential that is, but it does sound like a completely different person in my opinion, and I do kind of like that more of a deeper kind of sound. Again, to each their own, but the sort of sentiment is still kind of the same, sort of like sentimental, emotional. He does mention touring, so maybe there's a sort of feeling of not being able to be with your significant other because you're out there like living your dreams and doing what you have to do, you know. But let me carry on.
snow in the
Clear.
sky, don't wanna go, how I'm alive. Snow in the sky, don't wanna go, how I'm alive. I never know. Whoa. I wasn't there, hard to control, feeling inside, voting my boat. Whoa. Snow in the sky, don't wanna go, how I'm alive. I never know. I wasn't there, hard to control, feeling inside, voting my boat. Whoa.
Oh.
Take another smoke break. It was raining above us. On the walk back home, locked that door back by 4. Living situation mad hardcore. Sleeping on these city hardwood floors. Up too early when I can't sleep, no. Take another smoke break. It was raining above us. On the walk back home, locked that door back by 4. Living situation mad hardcore. Sleeping on these city hardwood floors. Up too early when I can't sleep, no.
Okay. It's a little bit like transcendent. That's not even a word. Transcendent, like kind of like taking you out of the moment a little bit. Okay. That being said, the first minute just being him going and like the beat being almost nothing is kind of crazy, and then just the beat coming in at a minute is, I think, kind of crazy. But I don't feel strongly for or against this one. I'm kind of whatever about it. Let's see, Panavision.
That's how they get ya, they get ya. You're too deep. That's how they get ya, they get ya. Yeah, sign at this right here, at the bottom of the river. Start to see a different picture when you get a little bit older. Yeah. Turn the corner and the shadow moving closer. Water's getting colder, so you go out, try to paint your mind away. Yeah. I signed my first album away forever, and I ain't even no idea. Yeah. So who got my back at all if there ain't no money involved? Yeah. So with my back against the wall, how I'm supposed to keep it all together? You tell me the light's already on you. Nothing in the tank, so you take 5, stay alive, play your cards, shake your 8-ball. There's the difference. One survival type of life of living. Couple nights I got it coming back to me in waves. Caught a look in my reflection, couldn't recognize my face. Yeah, erase the tape, yeah, they waiting for you now. In this whirlpool, I know it's been a while. Am I high?
I like that. I like the energy of this beat a little bit more. Amelie.
Boss like I'm a queen. Color lime green. Rainbow colored coat. Folding to my note.
Okay.
I can feel euphoria with my eyes closed. If I focus on the strobe, I can let the time slow. If I focus on the strobe, I can let my mind go. If I focus on the strobe, I can let the time slow. If I focus on the strobe, I can let my mind go. Yeah, I wanna buy you flowers for Valentine's Day, but that check ain't hit until it's Friday. All my life I fell asleep sideways. Wake up one day driving down the highway. Yeah, walking down the back of my mind. Don't you know it's dangerous to go and hitchhike? Is this really what you want for the rest of your life? I'll give you a ride to the next town.
The fucking saxophone kind of coming in a little bit there. Nice, nice. I like this one of all of them a little bit more. So right now it's Panavision and kind of Amberwood that I'm kind of vibing with. Panavision, what I like about it is the beat is kind of, while it isn't anything novel, once again, I do feel like I've heard that sort of like kind of beat. I do like the inclusion of like a saxophone, it sounds like, and I also like at the end there's and all of those three sounds sort of coming together at the end is very nice. I don't think like the lyrics are too deep, but let's see. You're too deep. That's how they get you in. Okay. True. I like how it sounds like he's talking about sort of the way that like record deals kind of go down. And okay, like let's read it. You're too deep, that's how they get you. How they get you. Yeah, sign at this right here at the bottom of the river. Start to see a different picture. When you get a little bit older, yeah, turn the corner and that shadow's moving closer. Water's getting colder. So you go out, try to pin your mind away. I signed my first album away forever. Huh. Maybe, and then it's kind of, I feel like that's what he's talking about, because in the previous, or one of the previous songs, he mentioned something about an LLC and how he owns it, and he's in charge of now probably this album, but apparently his first album he kind of signed away forever, and this is like a whole like metaphor, sort of like how the music industry kind of works. That's how they get you. You're in too deep, that's how they get you. How they get you. Yeah, sign at this, here at the bottom of the river. Start to see a different picture. Or when you get a little older, you turn the corner and that shadow's moving closer. Maybe the shadow being the music industry, no? And I even have no idea, yeah. So who's got my back at all? If there ain't no money involved, yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's an interesting sentiment, because when you do start making money and you do start becoming famous, people will fucking flock out of the fucking woodworks in order to be your friend. But at the end of the day, he's kind of questioning, who's going to have my back at all when there's no money at all involved, right? That's very, very deep. So with my back against the wall, how am I supposed to keep it all together? You could tell, you could tell the light's already on you. Nothing in the tank, so you take 5, stay alive. Play your card, shake your 8-ball, that's the difference. Once survived the type of life you're living. Couple nights, I got it coming back to me in waves. Caught a look at my reflection, couldn't recognize my face. Interesting. A race to take, yeah, they're waiting for you now. In this world, pull a nose, been a while, My higher, lower. I see the city watching Amelie, the French movie, I believe it is. Boss, like I'm a queen. Rainbow colored coat, voguing to Minogue. Want to buy flowers for Valentine's Day, but that check ain't hitting till it's Friday. Okay. Hey, I did like the sort of sounds. I like how when the song is over, the beat continues to get a little bit more complex. And like I said, it includes that sort of like saxophone, I believe it is. The saxophone playing and the sort of like... and those three sounds kind of coalesce in the very end. Let me carry on, though. Plum. That already sounds a little dark.
There's an orange telephone in the basement by the stairs. There's a spaceship hanging low over the dinner that we share. What pulls you closer to me if you can feel me suffering? And why can't you see through me if all I give is reluctance? What pulls you closer to me if you can feel me suffering? And why can't you see through me if all I give is reluctance? Your blood calling.
I do like he's singing a little bit more on this one.
Your blood calling. Your blood calling. closer. Every word we thought, silence watching us, turning every corner. Wait around, some ending to come. Make this easier. Yeah, lean out of your doorway, staying out all night long. Cigarettes in the storm drain. Have you felt like me in a real long time now? Call me down on my way. What you want, say I already know. Can't talk back now that we're down that road. Elevator going up, my heart is beating. What pulls you closer to me? If you can feel me suffering, and why can't you see through me? If all I give is reluctance, you light your candles outside in the wind. You put mascara on, just let it run. I bit my fingernails down to the brim, but did you ever even notice something was wrong? Something was wrong. Yeah, yeah. Your blood calling. Your blood calling. Your blood calling. You can kiss the world if you let your love go. Let go. There's a corner of my heart I won't ever let go. There's a corner of my heart I won't ever let go. There's a corner of my heart I won't ever let go. There's a corner of my heart I won't ever let go. There's a corner of my heart I won't ever let go. There's a corner of my heart I won't ever let you go.
We got a title, album title, song track thing, Bunjigger. Okay, Plum. Okay, I feel like this one, it's kind of like, it's kind of, like, it feels bad for me to say, but it's kind of like a one note. I almost got, like, a little bored towards the end. I did kind of start associate, or, like, disassociate, kind of, like, started entering this world. You know what it sounds like? Like a long car ride, and like pretty much like the album art, looking out the window, or like the city skyline pass you by while the song is playing. That's kind of what it feels. It almost made me a little sleepy, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like the instrumental is kind of basic. What's interesting about it is that I do like how he sings here, because there's at least it sounds like there's very little autotune. It's not like super high pitched, and he does sing kind of nicely here, so hey, I'll give him that. Let's see, title track. Sentiment.
I miss 1817. Sometimes it feels like it didn't happen.
I'm done, bro. What is this? I was kind of vibing with the sound, and then
I miss 1817.
Sometimes it feels like it didn't happen and I made it up for balance. For all the bad shit that's happened, nothing feels special anymore. I miss when nobody gave a fuck about me. Why'd I feel so empty in a room full of people who love me?
Okay.
I miss the feeling from when you found me. I wish the moments by myself were as meaningful as they should have been. I wish I was as empathetic to you as I could have been. I'm never alone now. And now, home to me means hometown. Forgot to hope. My roommate is broke. Lay in the middle of Times Square, snow landing on my tongue. I can see my breathing pattern. Big screens like my hands are builders. Off the hinges, been on caffeine binges. Dancing to the morning, blur emotion. This shit always feels like chasing moving trains. This shit always feels like chasing moving trains. This shit always feels like chasing moving trains.
I've lived off this high when I was there to be by your side, just to let go. Now in morning light, everybody's gone home, but I've leaned on this life.
I'll never be good to you, never be as good as you, never be beautiful, never be better me, never be enough for love, never have a way to get past this feeling, never have a way to get past this feeling, never have a way to get past this feeling, never have a way to get past this feeling, never have a way to get past this. Sometimes I can't recognize myself, sometimes I can't recognize myself, sometimes I can't recognize myself, sometimes I can't recognize myself.
Ooh, that's theatrical. Hella people on this track. Well, that wrote it, I mean. Okay, this one was interesting. At first, I was not a big fan of how the voice is highly pitched, though towards the end when he starts to get over these sort of high pitched repetitive lines, I somehow, for whatever reason, I did enjoy these. Like, particularly sometimes I can recognize myself.
Sometimes I can't recognize myself. Sometimes I can't recognize myself.
That being said, the beginning, like, I don't know, bro, just the voice sounding like it's not for me. But that being said, there is a lot of interesting stuff being talked about here. Sometimes it feels like it didn't happen, and I made it up for balance. All the bad shit that's happened, nothing feels special anymore. Interesting. I missed when nobody gave a fuck about me. Why'd I feel so empty in a room full of people who love me? I missed the feeling from when you found me. I wish the moments by myself were as meaningful as they should have been. I'm never alone now, and now home to me means hometown. Forgot to hope, roommate is broke. Interesting. Yeah, so like there is some sort of like feeling like fame. Maybe he like got famous a little bit too fast, and now that all of that shit is kind of catching up to him, and he's like no longer able to hide in a crowd, and people just recognize him wherever he goes. Maybe now he feels like, damn, maybe I should have enjoyed when I was a nobody and when I had the chance to do whatever I wanted. A little bit more, right? Should have lived in that moment a little bit more. But okay, let me carry on. It was interesting. Yeah, at a certain point, he does say it feels like chasing moving trains, and I kind of talked about that sort of metaphor, how kind of chasing something that you can no longer have, potentially being him having that sort of um, individual sort of situation. Like now, he's probably super busy with touring, doing this, writing music, be it blah blah blah, so on and so forth. That now he doesn't really have time for himself, and that's what he kind of yearns for. Maybe that's the train that is moving that he's chasing. Maybe, but let's see. Rain. And a lot of these tracks, like they begin really like slow and like subdued and sentimental. Oh, I do like that though. You can never go wrong with a little rain sound.
When was the last time we sat in silence? Was there a moment where you decided it wouldn't get better? Are we together, or is it just whether or not? Sometimes I'm not there when you touch me, but you feel the need to say you love me. I need to feel alone to feel something I haven't before. I've been running down, yeah, go. That's our way
To let go.
This crowded affair, yeah. I'll find your way there. I took the train to Kyoto. I tried calling you back more than once. There's something out there that I need.
Okay, something's coming, something's coming.
It's in the mind, parts of my heart that you discover. If it was dark, I wouldn't run for cover. It's in the mind, parts of my heart that you discover. If it was dark, I wouldn't run for cover. I can't find the strength in me to let you go. I'm too afraid. How do you know what I belong? So out there, get out there. But I can't when out there. So out there is where I be. It's in the mind, parts of my heart that you discover. If it was dark, I wouldn't run for cover. It's in the mind, parts of my heart that you discover. If it was dark, I wouldn't run for cover.
Lorraine. That was kind of nice. That's what's kind of good about, dude. I'm like getting sleepy. That's crazy. That's what's kind of nice about this sort of style of music that he's kind of going on. Like all the songs kind of start very nice and slow and like a little somber, a little like sentimental, which isn't generally is not the type of music that I would listen to. But I think this sort of art kind of like interprets the sentiment behind most of the songs here, which is like kind of looking out a window, like all like this, and watching life pass by, and kind of like reminiscing about what was or what could have been, and just being like, oh, you know, it's like, and then the rain sounds are so freaking soothing, bro. Okay, how many songs do we have left? 2 more. This is Strawberry.
I used to be in love with the only one I cared for. Had no runner-up. Now it's a one and done.
What in the video game music?
I used to be in love with the only one I cared for. Had no runner-up. Now it's a one and done. Feelings that I never planned for. Hidden in my blood. I used to be in love with the only one I cared for. Had no runner-up. Now it's a one and done. Feelings that I never planned for. Hidden in my blood. You're a ladybug, baby. Strawberry Mercedes. Doing 40 in an orange town lately. Highlights in my hair. Through in my cell. I just wanna know how you're doing so well. You're a ladybug, baby. Strawberry Mercedes. Doing 40 in an orange town lately. Highlights in my hair. Through in my cell. I just wanna know how you're doing so well, though.
That was nice.
Take a photo, yeah, if you want me, don't let go. If you're done, breathe in again, breathe in again. Shimmy, I don't know where to go. Take a photo, yeah, if you want me, don't let go. If you're done, breathe in again, breathe in again. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. Yeah, do I look pretty in pic? 20, 47, 11, 20 on me. Early downtown, doesn't do where you peep. You got the world watching, wanna know what I think. Well, the state of things been depressing me. Haven't had a record recently that led to me. Competition missing, everything is so fun. All these playlists getting albums out the go. I know it's hard not to feel it so good. But what's the point in dwelling on when it's all if you put your heart in, you started becoming what you needed all along. Shimmy, I don't know where to go.
Take a photo, yeah, if you want to know.
If you're done, breathe in again, breathe in again.
Oh yeah.
Shimmy, I don't know where to go. Take a photo, yeah, if you want me, don't let go. If you're done, breathe in again, breathe in again. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now. On and on, crying out to me now, moving on. Right now, living now.
We were coming back from Caves. We were on the way to Crave. Looking back now, you're this far away. Before you got was in LA. We were Ubering everywhere, staring at your earth eyes and your curly hair. Never in my head, I was always there. Man, what the fuck changed? Maybe I'm just really built this way. Maybe it won't ever be the same. We were coming back from Caves. We were on the way to Crave. Looking back now, you're this far away. Before your car was in LA. We were
Phase 3. Oh. Okay, that last like 30, 40 seconds or so giving you like kind of like classic Hollywood-ish vibes. Okay, interesting song. You know what? Even though previous songs I criticized the high-pitched auto-tune sound, this beginning I really liked. I like this sort of like almost like video game aesthetic type music.
I used to be in love
But like
with the only
this?
one I cared for, had no runner-up. Now it's a one and done, feelings that I never planned for, hidden in my blood. I used to be in love with the only one I cared for, had no runner-up.
Like, I don't know why that actually sounds kind of nice. The music, it doesn't really. I mean, it a little bit sounds like the Alvin and the Chipmunks again, but it's done in a nice. I like when he sings there. You're a ladybug.
You're a ladybug, baby.
Strawberry Mercedes.
Doing 40 in a orange song, baby. Highlights in my head.
Interesting. Now we got a fucking Gauntlet 39 minutes 30-second song. Let me get a water, dude. So we're in for a train right here. Let's see. Garden. I'm already like disassociating. Holy.
Feels like I'm standing on top of a wire,
Okay.
and everything's so transcendental. Count to 5. I made it on to the other side. Push past the turmoil. I look down, and so much of me I lost. But what cost did it all come? Did I find what I was looking for, looking for? And maybe I would feel better. Hold on, first start, moved to New York and it didn't hurt. Travel the world and it's just myself here now. With this feeling intersection where we left it, like we're strangers at the station. Different faces, can't delay it any longer. I don't wanna wait until you're miles away. Running to each other, asking how's the day been. Don't wanna regret it, not afraid to say that I barely remember what it all felt like. Said it's pointless without you. I barely remember what it all felt like. Said I'm colder without you. No matter where you are, 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 no matter where you are,
Sorry, but I'm looking out for myself now, myself now. I'm sorry, but I'm looking out for myself now, myself now. I'm sorry, but I'm looking out for myself now, myself now. I'm sorry, but I'm looking out for myself now, myself now. Sweat on the skin, swans, the mist, the taste of the brain, the chimera eyes, the lights in the blur, the snow in the dark, the walk in the park, the ride in the car, the feeling of love, fish in the pond, shimmering right off the side of the boat, buzz in the garden, the comfort of home, leaves on the ground, the colors and autumn, the clothes, the dance inside of the building, the seeds of the fruit, the feel of the pain, the sound of the waves, the aromas of youth, the wind in your head, the places you stay, the traveling out to the tracks of the train, the sound of the calling my name, 'cause if I don't keep going, if I don't keep going, if I don't keep going, if I don't, if I don't, if I don't.
Go away, go away, go away, go away. Someplace, now wait. One day, somewhere,
Once again, they're finishing the song like a little theatrical. Okay. So that was Chasing Moving Trains. Okay. That last song, bro, I'll be honest. I don't have the mental capacity or the attention span to listen to a almost 10-minute track, to be honest with you. I kind of got lost there a minute. I kind of started thinking of other shit in my head. I was listening to the track, but at the same time, it has this sort of vibe where it kind of like soothes you. It kind of like is like relaxing, so I kind of got a little sleepy. I kind of, okay, but if you're gonna be okay, let me give you what I like. I liked Amberwood. I liked the way that he kind of flowed on that one. That one is memorable for that. I also like Panavision. The rest of these, okay, I kind of like Strawberry a little bit too, how the high-pitched voice, which is interesting because I'm going to complain about the high-pitched voice in a second. But I like the way that they used it there because it was very clear, very, while it was super high-pitched, it wasn't like annoying. But for a lot of these, what I don't particularly like is the sort of like ambiance kind of vibe they've got to it. Kind of sounds really like exactly like what this album cover looks like. Like you're looking out of a window, listening to something sad, reminiscing about the past, and thinking about what could have been, thinking about the way that somebody made you feel. And, okay, they start kind of slow. They're kind of like smooth, nice, slow, somber. And then the beat comes in. And now, if the beat was something a little more memorable, a little bit more significant, maybe I would give it more praise. But the beats are kind of simple. And, I don't know. I'm coming from listening to like Juanisabeast, for example, where the beats are fucking crazy and well, not crazy, but like lively and colorful and beautiful. And these are like kind of generic. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't lie. Like it's not fair. I don't think to make a comparison like that. Like you compare Roy Blair to Juanisabeast, but like it's just like the kind of music that I've been listening to recently does have a little bit more of a je ne sais quoi, a little bit more of a distinct kind of sound. Whereas this, when I kind of start listening to it, it kind of does sound a little bit more generic. Like I said, also, like I mentioned, when it comes to like music that is like sentimental and like emotional, I'm not opposed to it, but I am not like in a mental state where I feel like I want to listen to that kind of music. I don't know if that makes sense. Like for example, when I'm sad or feeling some kind of way emotional romantically about somebody or something, this shit would have fucking hit a little bit harder, I think. But right now that I'm like neutral feeling, where I'm not really feeling any kind of way in particular, it's kind of like, okay, I get it. You felt some kind of way. You decided to write these songs for maybe coping with those emotions. That's fair, and all power to you. But me as a listener, I'm like, it's a little bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said though, Amberwood and Panavision, very particular tracks that I did enjoy. They're good. Amberwood having that sort of energy and him like kind of getting into it and being like flowing, and then there's like certain rapping or like rhyming patterns that I really enjoyed. Okay. It was kind of like tranquilizing. I'm not gonna lie, because I do feel a little bit relaxed now. But now I feel like I was gonna make another reaction to another album after this, but now I'm like so relaxed to a point where I'm like, like I kind of want to take a nap, and I just might. But interesting. What do we grade this one? Okay. Based on this sort of like I don't want to say lackluster beats, but kind of. And there's sort of like somber-ish vibe. Maybe I'm a little too old for this music. Maybe like he's just a younger guy trying to make music, trying to like, have a vibe, kind of cope with his feelings. And I kind of feel like I've been over that throughout the course of my life. And now I'm listening to it and I'm like, I'm a little bit too old for this. It feels like almost. But the sort of high-pitched or... Because, okay, here's the thing. This is a person who can sing. This is a person who can rap. He has the ability to do so. Now, making the artistic decision to pitch your voice with autotune super high to a degree where it's like almost like Alvin and the Chipmunks-esque, that is not something that I'm a fan of, to be honest. And I've given this criticism also to Kevin Abstract, because he does that a lot as well. And sometimes it works. Like, for example, on Strawberry, I thought that the high pitch wasn't as annoying as it is. But, like, it is a common theme throughout this record, and I'm not a fan of it. For that, I feel like I'm feeling like a 5 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie. Like while there's some songs that I liked, a lot of them did kind of make me feel like, I don't know. Some of them have energy, but a lot of them kind of are very like soothing and simple and like emotional. And he kind of talks about and I'll give him credit. Okay, like for example, Amberwood was a very good track because he's like there's energy. He's doing his thing, and at the same time, he's telling us a lot of information about himself. And the rest of the tracks, I don't think the lyrics were as significant because he's kind of saying something without saying something. But then on Amberwood in particular, he did kind of say a lot, and I was able to kind of dissect that in a way that I enjoyed. And but for the rest of them, I felt like if I sat here and just read the lyrics, it would be kind of like self-explanatory. I don't know if that makes sense. But so five is fair. I think it's not the worst thing I've heard, and at the very least, you could say, hey, Roy Blair is talented. But this album in particular, I'm like, yeah, you know. Let me see. What are his most popular songs? From his Cat Haven album. I mean, if you guys want me to check that out, let me know. But yeah, Amberwood is one of the popular ones. Hummingbird, I guess. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know this guy existed, even though apparently he was in Brockhampton. But okay, I think I'm gonna leave that there for today. That was interesting. What was your name, sir? Hold. BSAB 2016. I hope you liked the reaction. Let me know what's your favorite song on here. It's interesting. It's interesting. So yeah. It's not the worst thing I've listened to, but you know, it is a little somber, a little like emotional to a degree where I'm a little sleepy. But yeah, I think that's it for this one. And hey, let me center myself. Let me do this actually. Boom. Let's do this. So thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, leave a recommendation in the comments, and maybe we'll get into it at a later point in time. But for the time being, we're going to leave that there. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.